Welcome to the NoJetStress Podcast, where we explore traveler wellbeing solutions for business and frequent flyers seeking to conquer jet lag and live healthier lives. I'm your host, Christopher Babayode, ex-flight attendant, traveler wellbeing advocate, nutritional therapist, and author. We've talked about how the jet lag battle is won at home, in the place of most leverage, your pommel. Today, we're strapping in and tackling the next phase of the journey, the aircraft itself. This is what I call the pole, the place of least leverage. This is the single biggest mind shift for a frequent traveler. For the next 8, 10, or 14 hours, you are not in control of your macro environment. You can't change the air, the delays, the routing, or who's in the chair or the cabin next to you. So what do? You stop fighting and start defending. This episode is about strategic mitigation. Remember, when you come prepared for the unexpected and use other elements of the perpetual journey planner, this becomes easy and second nature. Why the plane is a hostile environment. I often like to use the analogy of a desert to represent the true state of the aircraft cabin at altitude, and for good reason too. If I were to take an aircraft on the ground and simulate the lack of humidity of a desert, I'm certain I could affect behavioral change in the choices passengers make in these circumstances. Cabin air is recycled and cooled to make our journeys more bearable. Healthy behaviors would lean towards staying hydrated, moisturized, and protected. After all my years of working in the cabin, I can tell you the environment is inherently stressful on your body. You're dealing with low humidity, low pressure, radiation exposure, and a lack of control. Low humidity. The air is incredibly dry, leading to rapid dehydration. You can easily tell this when you go to sleep on an aircraft and wake up with dry mouth, or you go to relieve yourself and your urine, your pee, is yellow. Low pressure. The cabin is pressurized to about 8,000 feet above sea level, not far off what you might expect to find at Everest Base Camp, which means there is less oxygen, which makes every bodily function harder. Radiation exposure. At altitude, you're exposed to higher levels of cosmic radiation. The kicker here is that because you are further from sea level, you lose more of the natural protection sea level provides. And then there's the lack of control. You have little to no say over the schedule, the noise, or the food quality during your trip. Trying to cure your jet lag here is like trying to build a house in the middle of a hurricane. It's inefficient and stressful. The goal in this pole step is simply to protect your assets, your hydration, your energy, and your hormonal balance. Your in-flight defensive strategy. This is where the P for protection and the H for hydration from the farewell system become your entire game plan. Your focus narrows to what you can control, your personal microenvironment. What you do with yourself in your personal space. Do this. Hydrate relentlessly. This is your number one priority. Bring a 1 liter reusable water bottle and get it filled by the crew once you've passed security. A rule of thumb could be to drink at least 1 liter of water every 4 hours of flight time. Experiment with your pee color to see what works for you. This is the single most effective way to combat the fatigue and brain fog caused by dry cabin air. It's a well-known fact in performance sports that dehydration is one of those things that can quickly erode performance and productivity gains. You don't want to be that athlete collapsing on the field of play. Don't do this. Accept every tea, coffee, soda, and alcoholic drink offered. These are diuretics that actively work against your hydration goals in this context. My crew colleagues and I constantly saw travelers drinking wine to get to sleep, only to wake up feeling groggy and dehydrated, which compounded their jet lag. Do this. Control your sensory input. Create a bubble of calm. Sound. Use high-quality noise-cancelling headphones. This reduces the low-frequency drone of the engines, a significant and unacknowledged stressor on the nervous system when it comes to flying. There is a reason pilots put on ear protection when they do walk-rounds of the aircraft on the ground. Lights. Wear an eye mask to block out cabin lights, especially on night flights. This protects your melatonin production, the hormone that gets you set up for sleep. Don't do this. Rely on the airline's flimsy headphones and assume that you can sleep through the noise and light. It results in low-quality, fragmented rest that isn't restorative. Your strategy in the air is simple. Defend, hydrate, and insulate yourself from the environmental stress, from all types of stress that you could encounter. You're not trying to win the war here. You're just trying to get your troops safely to the next location. Like I mentioned in the intro, pole is the place where the biggest mind shift has to take place for frequent flyers. The idea that you do the least amount of work during the flight when you actually are in the process of getting jet lag doesn't seem to resonate with many travelers. At the same time, I often get people coming up to me saying, I have a trip next week. What should I do on the flight? And my answer invariably is a mix of specifics that they can do along the lines of looking after themselves by protecting themselves and hydrating in the environment they find themselves. More importantly, asking them to look after themselves on the lead up to the flight, and most importantly of all, get themselves a system in place that helps them manage this as an ongoing concern as a regular frequent flyer. Remember, the plane is the place of least leverage. Don't waste precious energy fighting it. Instead, adopt a defensive mindset focused on protection and hydration. You did the hard work at home in the pommel. Now you simply shield yourself until you reach your destination, the place of some leverage, which we'll cover in the next episode. For more deep dives into travel wellness, subscribe to the NoJetStress Podcast on the businesstravel360.com platform. To discuss a personalized strategy, find me at Christopher Babayode on LinkedIn and send me a direct message. Disclaimer: this information is for educational purposes only. Always consult your primary healthcare practitioner for medical advice. Until the next time, wherever you go, farewell.